So imagine a sport that combines the intensity of hockey, the flow of basketball, and a goalie of soccer. And then you throw it all in the water. Some people might call it crazy or hectic or outrageous. I call it water polo. This here is a water polo ball. Though a lot of people say when they watch it, it looks like soccer in the water, but really it's more of a flow of basketball. Though that we got a goalie just like soccer who plays just like a goalie in soccer, but the field players' positions are more like the flow of basketball, where we have the outside shooters, the perimeter drivers, or even the whole set in 2 meters. So as I said, this is a water polo ball, and I'm just going to talk to you guys about where the ball is and how it's used in the game, as well as what the culture of water polo is, and then how I identify myself with the culture of water polo, and how the ball relates to me myself. I've actually been playing water polo myself for over 4 years, competitively, recreationally, and I've also been involved with it outside of being a player. So through this presentation, I hope to spark a newfound interest in some of you guys, and maybe you guys would actually come out and hopefully join a club that I may be starting soon in the spring. So a couple things I'm going to talk about is what water polo, the sport is, because not many people actually know what the sport is. I'm also going to talk about what the culture of water polo is and how the ball relates to it, and then I'm going to identify myself. So first, water polo is a game with 7 players on the field. 1 is the goalie, 6 players on the outside, or in the field, swimming around. About 80% of the sport is played underwater. People don't see it. There's grabbing, there's pulling, there's kicking. There's much more than just swimming around, passing the ball, and shooting. So though people don't see it, it's a rough and contact sport. The ball in the game, other than just being the ball, actual ball, the culture of water polo is more than just playing the game. It's also being part of a bunch of different related events, such as tournaments, practices, team bonding, and even fundraisers. So the ball, other than just the ball being the actual ball of the game, being passed, shot, scored, it's also probably the most iconic symbol of the game, because without the ball, you really just got a bunch of people swimming around in a pool. So to most of the water polo players, and anyone related to water polo, they know that it represents more of the hours of effort, the matches, and all the time that they spend in and out of the water with their teammates, picking beef with other teams and people you may see as your rivals. So now that I told you guys a little bit of what the water polo is and how the ball relates to the sport, I'm going to tell you guys how I identify myself with the sport and how the ball relates to me personally. Like I said, I've been playing for over 4 years, competitively, recreationally, and sportively. I've not only been a player of the game, playing every different position, from outside shooter, perimeter driver, occasional whole set, and even the goalie. But I've also, as of last fall, I was a volunteer coach. And as of last summer, over the summer, I'm a certified referee. I've controlled the flow of the game. The ball, to me, represents more than just the game, more than just the memories, but it also represents the flow of the game, where the flow of the game could be controlled, halted, or even just redirected with the referee's direction and assistance of pulling the ball out of the water, either redirecting it, turnovers, and such as that. So now that So I've told you guys about what the sport is. I've also told you guys how I identify with the sport. And I've told you guys about how the ball relates to the sport and how it relates to me. I hope by shedding some light on the sport and the culture of water polo, you guys get a better understanding that it's not just a bunch of guys in Speedos swimming back and forth with trying to fight over a ball. I've talked to you guys about the sport, the ball, and how I identify myself. Thank you, and I'd like to answer any questions.